volume, okay? The first, there's only one new shape in the first section, okay? The first 4 shapes are old shapes that you know about, but I just have to remind you about, okay? So you all know what a rectangle is, yeah? Right, so length, width. The area is the amount of space that's inside it, okay? So the area is the amount of space that the rectangle covers, right? Does anyone remember the formula for length of or area of a rectangle? Length by width. Oh my God, you're geniuses. Right, okay? Right, perimeter. Right, perimeter is the distance all the way around. Okay? So you start, I'll start here and I'll go length. So it's the length plus the width plus the length plus the width. So it's 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Do you need to remember that? No. You just add up the distance all the way around. Yeah? Okay? Right, you all know what a square is. Right? With a square, all the sides are equal, so there's no length or width anymore. It's just length and length, because they're all the same. Is that alright? So the area of a square is length by length, okay, or L squared. So it's 1 length squared. So 5 squared is 25. 4 by 4 is 4 squared. 3 by 3 is 3 squared, etc. Right? Okay. And the perimeter is the same. Right? Okay. So this time you add up all the distance all the way around. So it's length plus length plus length plus length, which is the same as 4 multiplied by the length. Okay? Is that right? Perimeter walking all the way around. Are we okay with that? Yeah. Easy peasy so far, yeah? Yeah. Right, okay. The next shape, right, is a triangle. Okay. I'll just wait and I'll put it down on top. Right, ready? Gone? Yeah. Right, so the next shape, girls, is a triangle. Okay? So, the length of the bottom line is called the base. This is called the base. Right, and this is called the straight up height. The straight up height is called the perpendicular height, or I just call it the height. Is that okay? So I call the base B, and the height is the straight up height. So if you go from the bottom straight up to the top, right? Okay, so the formula is the area is equal to half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. So half the base by the height. Okay, so if this was 10, this was 6, it'd be half of 10 by 6, which is 30. Okay? Please note, okay, right, in a right angle triangle, right, the actual height is the side. So in a right angle triangle, the height is the side. This is the only time where the height is the side. Everywhere else it just goes up the middle, right? Okay, but in a right angle triangle, the height is the side. Okay, and in a weird looking triangle like this, the height is on the outside. So the height is out here. So the height is on the outside. This here is still the base. From here to here is still the base. But the height is on the outside in that weird looking triangle. Okay? And that's perfectly fine. Right? So the height's on the outside in this triangle and the height is the side in that triangle. Okay? Right, a parallelogram, you all know what a parallelogram looks like? So it used to be a rectangle until someone pushed it, and now it's a rectangle that's pushed sideways. Okay? So, girls, the base is the measure of the bottom line, and the height is the straight up height. Okay, so straight up height. So the area of a parallelogram is base by height. I forgot, I never mentioned perimeter of a triangle, girls. There's no formula, you just add up the three sides. Okay, so I didn't mention perimeter of a triangle, you just add up the three sides. Okay. So, you know, the way a triangle was half the base by the height, that's because if you divide a parallelogram in half, it becomes two triangles. So if you add half the base by the height, add half the base by the height, you get a full base by the height. Okay, so that's where the formula comes from. Okay, so base by the straight up height. Okay. Okay, and remember, with the triangle and the parallelogram, if they don't give you the bottom line, you can turn your book around and make this the base, right? Or if it was a triangle, you could turn it around to make this the base. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be the way they give it to you. You can turn it around. Okay? Are we okay with that? Again, this is all revision, right? Then there's one new shape in this section, and it's called a trapezium. Okay, so there's a new shape. Sorry, I took that away. Is everyone up with me? Can I do this? Right, so what a trapezium, girls, it has two parallel sides. So a trapezium has two parallel sides. So a trapezium is a quadrilateral. That means that quadrilateral means it has four sides. So it's not a rectangle, it's not a parallelogram, it's not a square, right? Okay. So a trapezium has two parallel sides. Okay, a trapezium is a quadrilateral. With two parallel sides. Okay, so the other sides aren't parallel, because if the other two sides were parallel, it'd be a parallelogram with two parallel sides. Okay, so I'm going to call one of them, I'm going to say one of them measures A and the other one measures B. Doesn't matter which one I call A and which one I call B, not at all. Okay, so the length of this line, the bottom line is A, the length of the top line is B. Okay, and you also need to know the perpendicular height, which is the straight up height between the parallel lines. Okay, and the formula for area, girls, is in the log table, so you don't need to remember it. Okay, so it's, you add the length of the bottom line, add the length of the top line, divide that by 2. Okay, so you add the bottom line to the top line, divide it by 2, and multiply your answer by h. Okay, so I might put a multiply in there, multiplied by h. Okay, is that alright? So it's the length of the bottom line, which is one parallel line, add the length of the other parallel line, divided by 2, multiplied by h. Please note, girls, that if they give you the trapezium like so if I go, the trapezium is like this one here. A and B are the parallel lines. So this is A and this is B. Is that alright? So A and B are always the parallel lines. Right? They're not the measures of the other lines. Okay? Is that alright? So A and B are the parallel lines. So A and B So A and B are the lengths of the parallel lines, okay? So even if it's sideways, you have to use these two lines, and the height then is the distance between these two lines, okay? Yes.
What were the first two? I was about to put them down.
Say that again?
What were the first two? I was about to put them down.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Sorry, I took the trapezium away. Was I put it back now? You took a picture, did you? All right. Okay. Yeah. I am. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me, and keep reminding me, because I will forget. Right. There's the trapezium back for those of you who didn't have it down. Right. I'll do a few examples. Examples, right, okay, examples, and I'll just put it, right, find the area of this one, rectangle, 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters, so it's a rectangle, so it's length by width, which is 8 by 6, which is 48, and unit, girls, do you know the unit of area? Centimetres squared. Right, area and volume in this chapter, girls, you have to give units. If they give you units, you have to give units back. Now, you'll only lose 1 mark, but marks are hard to come by, so don't lose 1 mark. Right, so squared, centimetres squared, metres squared for area, centimetres cubed, metres cubed for volume when we come on to it. Okay? Right, number 2, right, find the area of this triangle. So it'll say that perpendicular height is 18 and the length of this line here is 14 centimetres. Okay, so you say it's a triangle, so you know that the area is a half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. So that's a half multiplied by 14 multiplied by 8 into the calculator with that and press equals, and you get 56 centimetres squared. So if they give you units, you have to give them units back. Okay? Right, I'm going to give you this one. No.
Is that half the base? Or is it like a half by 14?
Half the base and a half multiplied by the base are the exact same thing.
Oh,
Right? So if you do a half multiplied by 14, you get 7. If you do half the base, it's 7. So they're both the same thing, so you can do it either way. The reason I say a half multiplied by, sometimes that's an odd number and it mixes people up. Anya?
How come you put squared into the first one?
Centimetres squared?
Yeah.
Because it's centimetres, it's 8 centimetres multiplied by 6 centimetres. So it's like you're multiplying the units as well. So 8 by 6 is 48. Centimetres by centimetres is centimetres squared. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right. Right. As I say, girls, I'll do another triangle. Sometimes it's a weird looking triangle. Right, so when I say the length of this side is 6 centimetres, and sometimes the height, girls, is on the outside. Okay, but that's okay. So 4 centimetres. Okay, so it's a half the base by the height again, half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. So that's a half multiplied the base measures 6 multiplied by the height measures 4, and 3/4 that's 12, and again it's centimetres squared. Okay. moving on, I'll go to what was the next one on the list? I did triangles, then what was a parallelogram, wasn't it? So let's do, sorry, I took that away. Were you finished with it? No, sorry. I forget you're there sometimes. Right, are we good? No. We good? Going. Green. Okay. So next one, number 4, find the area of this parallelogram. Okay. So the base is 10 centimeters, and the straight up height. So straight up height, I'll go with 8 centimeters. Okay. So the area of a parallelogram is just base by height. So it's the same as a triangle without the half. So it's base multiplied by height, which is 10, multiplied by 8, which is 80 centimeters squared. Now I'm doing loads of easy examples. When you get to the questions, they'll be a little bit harder. Right, okay, but I just show you the basics and you take it from there. Right, number 5, I'm going to do a trapezium. So if I have a trapezium, like so, remember, 2 parallel lines, right, okay, so they have to give you the measure of each parallel line. So I might say this one is 8 centimeters and this one is 6 centimeters, and we need to have the distance between them, which is the height, and I'll call that 5 centimeters. Is that okay? So this is, you call one of them A, one of them B, and the height then is the distance between them. Doesn't matter which one you call A and which one you call B, not at all. So if you wanted to call the bottom one A and the top one B, that's fine too, you'll get the exact same answer. So the formula is A plus B all over 2, and as I say, the formula is in the log tables, multiplied by the height. So A plus B is 8 plus 6 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. So into the calculator with that, press equals, and you get 35 centimeters squared. Okay. Right, and I'll do one more example. So number 6, so I'll stick with a trapezium. I might do so I said the bottom here measures 3 meters, the top here measures 8 meters, and the distance between them, I just put it on the outside just for argument's sake. Right, and I'll say the distance between the 2 lines is 6 centimeters. Okay, so you call one A, one B, it doesn't matter. I'll reverse it just to show you can do it either way. So it's A plus B, which is 3 plus 8 all over 2 multiplied by H, that's 11 over 2, which is 5.5, multiplied by 6 is 33 centimeters squared. Sorry, you know, I was meant to do those in meters, so 33 meters squared. Okay? Is that alright? Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a photo of the pages in the book, right? And all the ones I put up, so I'm going to photograph 2 pages, so it's page 482 to 483. Okay, you're going to do all the part 1s, okay? So you're going to do all the part 1s. If there is no part, you just do all the question, right? So for example, number 3, there's no parts, so just do number 3. Number 4, there's 3 parts, just do part 1. Number 5, there's 3 parts, there's A, B and C, just do part 1. Just do A, right? Number 6, just do part 1. Number 7, do it all, right? Okay, is that right? Now, before we start, okay, I want to highlight this question here, right? See this question here? Now, these are all weird looking shapes. Now, please remember, we are not able to do weird looking shapes. We're only able to do squares, rectangles, triangles, parallelograms and trapeziums, okay? This is neither, sure it's not. So what you have to do, tell me what you have to do. What if I just split this into?
Different shapes.
A rectangle and a triangle. And you do them separately and you add your answers. So you get the area of the top, you get the area of the triangle, get the area of the rectangle, and add your answers. Same here, you need to draw a line down there, split it into a rectangle and a triangle, right, and get the area of both and add them together. Same here, you draw a line across there, and you have a rectangle and a triangle. Remember, you don't do weird looking shapes, you only do rectangles, squares, so far, triangles, parallelograms, and trapeziums. Is that okay? Right, so I'm going to take the picture of these 2 pages, and off you go. Right, where is it? Team. Here are fixtures. Here's. Okay, the 2 pages are gone up there. So,
What questions?
so you see the way 3, there's no parts. In question, so do all of question 3. In question 4, there's 3 parts, only do part 1. So if there's more than 1 part, just do part 1. And if there's just a question by itself, do it all. See, 5, there's 3 parts, just do the first one. 6, there's 3 parts, just do the first one. Right, 7, there's no parts, so do it all. Right, is that okay?
Yeah, is it
Right.
just 1 7?
No, and the whole 1 to 11.
Okay.
1 to 11.
This means I'm on the board then.
I will. Will you jot down the first one? Because what I want to do is I want to go into Google to upload it. So
Yeah.
if you, the first one, jot it down, I'll have 5 minutes just to put it up on still recording. Sorry.